The Galactic Archive called it the Apex Trial. No species had ever survived it. Some went mad. Some vanished. Some begged never to be sent back. Then it was humanity's turn. And the humans just laughed. The trial had been discovered on a dead world at the galaxy's edge, a massive crystalline structure older than most civilizations. Inside lay a testing ground created by the predecessors, the mythical first species who'd supposedly transcended physical existence. They'd left behind one message: prove worthy of the stars. Every spacefaring species had attempted it. The mighty Craven, conquerors of 1,000 worlds, lasted 6 minutes before their entire delegation fled screaming. The hyper-intelligent Void Seekers emerged catatonic, their vast minds shattered. The resilient Thornari, who thrived in acid storms and radiation, simply refused to speak of what they'd seen. So when humanity, barely 50 years into galactic contact, volunteered to attempt the trial, the Council tried to stop them. "You don't understand," Counselor Vrex pleaded. "The trial doesn't test strength or intelligence. It tests something else. Something no species can endure." Ambassador Chin had smiled. "Sounds fun. We'll send our best team." "Your best soldiers?" "No. Our graduate students. They're used to impossible deadlines and crushing pressure." The team consisted of 6 humans, 2 engineers, a medic, a pilot, a xenobiologist, and remarkably, a stand-up comedian named Jake Martinez. "Why bring an entertainer?" Vrex asked, bewildered. "You'll see," Chin replied. The trial began the moment they entered. Reality shifted. The crystalline walls became organic, pulsing with a heartbeat that wasn't quite sound but pure dread. The air thickened with the taste of copper and old fear. "Atmospheric manipulation," Dr. Sarah Kim noted, pulling out a scanner. "Interesting. It's triggering our amygdala directly." "Cool," Jake said. "Like my ex's apartment." The first test materialized as their deepest fears made manifest. For most species, this alone ended their attempt. Personal nightmares given form, surrounding them, suffocating them. The humans looked around at the writhing horrors pulled from their subconscious and collectively shrugged. "Oh, it's trauma therapy," said Lisa Wong, the medic. "But with special effects." "Buddy, I grew up in a house with 4 siblings and 1 bathroom," Jake added, poking at a manifestation of social humiliation. "This is just Wednesday." The trial intensified. Pain without source. Memories of loss amplified thousandfold. The sensation of drowning while burning while freezing. The walls screamed with the voices of everyone they'd failed. The pilot, Marcus Thompson, sat down cross-legged. "Anyone else getting flashbacks to finals week?" "The screaming is a nice touch," Dr. Kim observed, taking notes. "Very dramatic. 7 out of 10. "Only 7? Jake asked. "The production value alone deserves an 8. The trial's intelligence, ancient and vast, paused. This had never happened. Every species before had broken, fled, or begged. These creatures were critiquing it. It doubled down. Reality fractured. Up became down. Time moved backwards. They experienced their own deaths in infinite variations. "It's a haunted house with daddy issues," Jake announced. "I've seen worse at theme parks." "The temporal distortion is actually fascinating," Dr. Kim continued, still taking notes as her body aged and de-aged rapidly. "I'm getting great data. The second phase should have destroyed them." The trial reached into their species' collective unconscious, dredging up humanity's darkest moments. Wars. Plagues. The nuclear fires that had almost ended them. The generation ships that had drifted dead in space. Every failure, every loss, every moment humanity had stood at the edge of extinction. The humans went quiet. Then Jake started laughing. "Oh, I get it now," he said. "You're showing us our history. Buddy, we already lived through this. We teach it to our kids. You thought this would break us. We survived ourselves." Sarah added. "That's way scarier than anything you've got." The engineer, Tom Nakamura, was actually taking measurements. "The psychic resonance is impressive. Are you using quantum entanglement or—" The trial screamed. Not a sound, but a concept of frustration given voice. It threw everything at them. Every tortured technique that had shattered 100 species before them. The humans adapted. They complained about the lack of coffee. They made jokes about the eldritch horrors. When the trial tried to separate them into individual nightmare realms, they somehow found each other anyway. "Marco," Jake called out in the void. "Polo," 5 voices answered. "Classic AI overreach," Tom diagnosed. "It's trying too hard. Less is more, you know." "This feels like Tuesday," Lisa agreed. Remember the disaster simulation last year? The one where everything went wrong at once? Marcus laughed. At least this place has better lighting. The final phase was meant to be the killer. The trial offered them a choice: accept godhood, unlimited power, immortality, dominion over reality, or save one random stranger they'd never meet. Every species that reached this point had agonized. The temptation of ultimate power against a single insignificant life. The humans didn't even discuss it. Save the stranger, obviously, Sarah said. Yeah, who wants to be a god? Jake added. Talk about a thankless job. Plus, immortality? Tom shuddered. In this economy? The trial collapsed. Not gradually, but all at once, like a house of cards in a hurricane. The ancient intelligence behind it manifested for the first time in eons, a writhing mass of light and concepts that hurt to perceive. Impossible, it thundered. You were broken. Flawed. You embrace pain. We're not fearless. We just made friends with fear, Jake explained cheerfully. It's like spicy food. Hurts so good. You tried to overwhelm us with pain. That's just how we bond, Sarah added. Ever been to a human gym? We pay money to suffer together. Wait, Tom said suddenly. Is this whole trial just an elaborate way to find species who can handle existential dread without losing it? The intelligence writhed. The worthy must transcend suffering. Nah, Marcus shook his head. The worthy learn to laugh at it. Otherwise, what's the point? We called it kindergarten, Lisa offered helpfully. Building resilience through controlled adversity. The trial shuddered, reality stabilizing around them. For the first time in its ancient existence, it spoke with something like curiosity rather than judgment. You do not seek to escape pain. You do not break beneath it. You mock it. If you build your house on nightmares, make sure your guests know how to dance in them, Jake said. We're from Earth. Our planet tries to kill us daily. We evolved eating poison for fun and jumping out of planes for sport. Apex trial? Please. We live on hard mode by default, Tom concluded. The humans emerged from the trial to find the entire Galactic Council waiting. Sensors showed they'd been inside for 6 hours, longer than any species had ever lasted. What happened? Vrex demanded. The trial's energy signature, it changed. It's never done that before. Jake grinned. We passed. Also, I think we broke it. Sorry about that. Broke it? Yeah, it kind of had an existential crisis when we wouldn't stop making jokes. It's reevaluating its whole purpose now. Sarah held up a datapad. Got some great readings though. Turns out the whole thing was just a very advanced psychology test. The predecessors were basically checking if species could handle the responsibilities of advanced technology without going megalomaniac. And you passed by, laughing at it? Humans cope through humor, Lisa explained. It's how we've survived everything else. Why change now? The trial's structure pulsed once, then projected a new message for the first time in millions of years. Species designation, human. Status, approved. Warning to others, they find suffering amusing. Approach with caution. Ambassador Chin received the report with satisfaction. So, our graduate students broke an ancient alien test by treating it like a grad school stress dream? Pretty much, Jake confirmed. Also, it wants to know if we have any more comedians. I think it's trying to understand humor now. From that day forward, humanity's reputation shifted. They weren't just the species from a death world. They were the species that looked at the galaxy's ultimate trial of suffering and asked if there was a gift shop. They're insane, other species whispered. No, Counselor Vrex corrected, having gained new respect for the chaotic humans. There's something far more dangerous. They're experienced. When you've survived your own planet trying to kill you, your own history trying to end you, and your own nature trying to destroy you, what's left to fear? They don't conquer through strength or intelligence. They conquer through sheer, stubborn refusal to take anything too seriously. Even their own apocalypses. Especially their own apocalypses. The trial asked them to transcend suffering. They showed it something better, how to laugh at it. And that terrifies me more than any weapon ever could.